Please indulge me while I read you this email that I just received from one of our viewers. It goes like this. Age-related bias or ageism has ruined my career, and it's absolutely unnecessary. My job history has too many gaps caused by this destructive systemic bias. Someone needs to address this issue now. Too many bright, motivated, and able-minded human beings are forced out of their most productive years in the workforce for no good reason, and I've had enough of it. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. Well, the email that I just read to you was from a viewer who feels, and obviously feels angry and feels betrayed by the companies that he's worked for over the years. And he says something that I've heard way too many times. He says ageism. Ageism is the reason that he was forced out. And you know, sometimes when you hear people who complain or people who tell you things, and you might hear it once or twice and you think, well, you know, this is just something that this person's just complaining about. But when you get hundreds, and I really should say thousands of comments that are similar to this one, well, you know it is systemic. You know ageism is out there, and you know that ageism is something that most of us are going to feel as we get older. And when I say most of us are going to feel, yeah, we're going to experience ageism. There's data that shows this. Data that shows that 56% of workers are pushed out of their job. They're pushed out before they're ready to retire. They're pushed out because of their age. We also know that only 1 out of 10 of those workers who were pushed out because of their age ever make as much money, ever earn as much money as they earned prior to being pushed out of their job. And you know, when I read these emails and I get the comments from viewers, it causes me, quite honestly, it causes me a lot of frustration and it causes me anger. And I understand that how people could feel betrayed by their HR department, or maybe by their manager, or maybe by a Judas in their company. And I know that's a strong word to use, but when you give your all and you're pushed out for no reason, as he says, too many bright, motivated, able-minded human beings are forced out of their most productive years in the workforce for no good reason. When he says this, he echoes what hundreds, and I said thousands of people are telling me. And you've probably heard the same thing. A good friend of mine went to apply for a position, and he told me, he said, Lou, when I walked in, he goes, I know exactly what you've been talking about on Over 50 TV and your YouTube channel, because I went to this law firm and I applied for this position, and I thought right away, yeah, this is what Lou talks about, because he felt that ageism there. He knew what it was like. This video isn't about feeling sorry for ourselves because we're older. This video certainly isn't about the fact that, yeah, there is ageism and there's nothing we can do about it, because I do believe there is something that we can do about it. And I've mentioned a few things. I've mentioned many times that we should try to do our best to learn a new high income skill. And when I say that, what I am saying is that high income skill should make us immune to things like this. That skill should be such a skill that is in such a demand, in high demand, that people will want us to work for them. Another thing I've mentioned many times is to start a side hustle. And I had somebody recently in a very, very eloquently written comment on one of my videos who said, Lou, you know, you talk about side hustles, but I'm really getting too old for side hustles. And I responded back to him and I said, are you too old to be pushed out of your job? Because that's what is happening, because that's why he was commenting. No, he's not too old to be pushed out of his job. Matter of fact, he's too young to be pushed out of his job. But I say start a side hustle all the time. And that side hustle maybe, just maybe, not only could it be an insurance policy, not only could it bring you extra cash, but possibly that side hustle could turn into a full-time money-making business for you. Now, this coming week, I'm going to be announcing a workshop that I'm going to be doing called Learn How to Start a $1 Million Business from Scratch. And in this workshop, what I'm going to do is talk about my experience. I'm going to share my experience. I'm going to tell people what I do. I'm going to show them from step by step how to start a business, how to start a side hustle that can grow. The class will be on June 4th, a Saturday, to be an all-day class. There is a fee for the class, but if you're out there and you can't pay for this class, I'll work something out with you, because it's more important to me that I help you so that you're not going to be a victim of ageism. So you don't have to think that HR, the next time they call you into their office, they're going to get rid of you. Or maybe when your boss gets upset with you and maybe he or she yells at you, you just got to suck it up because you don't want to say anything because you don't want to lose your job. You know what? You don't have to take it. And this poor guy, when he says this to me, I've had enough of it. I understand it because, again, so many of you out there say this. So the solution to me, 2 solutions, and maybe there's even more than that, but a solution is this, is to not give up, to try to get that high income skill, maybe start a side hustle if it's for you, maybe, and maybe it's not. Now, let me leave you with a comment here that I read. Actually, I watched a video on a gentleman named Rupert Murdoch, and some of you out there know that name. Rupert Murdoch is the media tycoon, and he's the owner of Fox News, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Post, and he owns hundreds of local, and I'm reading this, hundreds of local, national, international publishing outlets around the world. I followed Rupert Murdoch when I launched my first monthly business magazine. Actually, he was one of my inspirations for launching and getting that magazine and getting into the publishing world, because I so admired what he was building. And you could be on either side of the fence with Rupert Murdoch, and that's fine with me. But let me tell you what his daughter said, and this is a great way to conclude this video. She said, from the time that we were very small, one of the lessons Dad taught me is that you have to control your own destiny. And yes, my friends, I firmly believe you have to control your own destiny. I've tried to do that from the very early days of my life. My first business, I was 34 years old, is when I did it. I was fortunate to build some successful companies. I was fortunate to talk to and get to sit down with hundreds of business owners who told me many of the things that they did to be successful. But yes, controlling your own destiny is the best way, in my mind, the best way to ensure against this ageism, which, as he said, someone needs to address this issue now, and that someone is more than likely you. Well, that's all I got for you today, folks. I will be announcing my workshop this coming week. If you're interested in signing up for it, that'd be great. Again, if you can't afford it, just email me, and I'll try to work something out with you. I will work something out with you. There's no doubt about it, because I want the opportunity. I want you to have the opportunity. I want everyone to have the opportunity if they want to take control of their life. And they want to find out if starting a business is for them. Well, you know what? Take my workshop and you'll be able to find that out. That's all I got for you today, folks. I do want to say to you, by the way, I do have a side hustle starter kit. It's in the description box of this video, so you can check it out. And if you're looking at starting a business and you're thinking about it, you're thinking about even finding out about my workshop, again, the announcement will be this week, so watch for videos. You'll see it. But I do have a side hustle starter kit, which will help you. It'll get you through the first 8 steps of starting a business. That's all I got for you. Thank you for listening to me on this video. Have a great day, everybody.